Hello, Dadder. This is Nate and Beth coming, and Beth making a face. Nate and Beth, because of my accent, Nate and Beth coming at you to continue our reviews of the Friday the 13th series. Coming at you to review Season 1, Episode
13.
13 of Friday the 13th, the series titled
The Baron's Wife.
The Baron's Bride.
Baron's Bride.
And maybe, Beth, you want to start us off?
Well, this one I thought had to do with an article of clothing, just not the same article of clothing I was thinking.
What article did you think?
I was thinking a wedding dress or a veil.
Oh, I don't think I had a
The
guess.
Baron's Bride.
I don't think I had a guess at all for this.
You did.
Okay.
It was an article of clothing. It was a cloak that had a diamond clasp, and the gentleman who ended up putting it on became Dracula. Well, not really Dracula, but a vampire.
A vampire.
It was fun. I don't know. A little bit of time travel, went from color to black and white for a bit.
I can't remember why they traveled to time.
Because he clasped it, and the saying that when a drop of your precious blood mixed with mine will have us travel through time.
But how did Ryan and Mickey get traded with them?
Well, Ryan was holding on to Mickey as they went in time. His blood wasn't mixed in. It was the vampire.
Oh, his blood was mixed with hers.
With
That's why
Mickey's
she
blood.
went, and he was holding on to her.
And Ryan was holding on to Mickey, and they all three disappeared together.
Okay, so what happens with this episode is the beginning. At the present time, some guy goes to look at some room to rent, and this spooky-looking woman lets him into the room, take a look around, and she had laid this cloak on the bed, and I don't know, he's just compelled to put it on, and she comes in the door. He puts it on, and he's like admire himself, and she's like gets all goofy when she comes in, like yes, yes, yes. So I guess when a guy puts his cloak on, he becomes irresistible
to women.
And I can't remember what happened at that point. Was she gonna bite? She became the vampire.
She is a vampire.
And she was gonna bite him, or
she bit
did
him.
Bite? Okay, sorry. And did bite him, and he turned in.
It's
to
late.
The vampire. Yeah,
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. So at some point.
So the woman with the room for rent was a vampire, waiting for the right guy to put on the cloak, so she could have her mate become a vampire, and you know how vampires live forever.
So well, here's the question. I mean, the cloak makes any man irresistible to women, so it doesn't need to be the right guy. Any guy.
Correct. Any guy who's stupid enough to put on the cloak basically became. But so the woman was the first kill.
Oh,
because
it was so great.
Ryan took the room for rent sign and put the stake through her heart.
Which was fun, yeah.
Which was fun.
I don't know how they arrived just in time, but whatever. It's a TV show.
It's a TV show.
We're not gonna.
It's written.
We're gonna cut it some slack. It's written.
It's written in the script.
So is it during this meeting in this place, this building that she was renting? When do they get teleported? In the I think when.
So the woman bit the young man, and his blood went on the diamond clasp. And then the woman had also scratched Mickey's face, trying to keep her away from the guy, because Mickey was after the cloak. And the guy who had just been freshly bitten by the vampire woman, who Ryan stakes through the heart with the for rent sign, somehow her blood drips down, you know, gravity works. So his blood is already on the diamond clasp. Mickey's blood mixes with his, and they go back in time to 1875. And
is
then
it like
becomes
Europe,
black and white.
London, or something? And what was cool initially when this happened is I was like, wow, for 87 or 88, I don't know if it's 88 by the time this episode is is put out or whatever. But like, wow, the majority of this episode's black and white TV. That's pretty for back then, late '80s, pretty ballsy. And I was talking to Beth. I'm like, what if someone tuned in, mid show and like, oh my God, what's wrong with my TV?
True.
So anyway, honestly, for me, once they get to 18 whatever it
London,
is,
1875.
honestly, it's not terribly interesting to me. But the production design and costumes are really good. The lighting's good. They end up meeting this Abraham and his new wife and
Caitlin.
ruining their lives.
Yeah, completely ruining their lives. Well, and then this young, unknowing vampire is hungry, so he takes a woman of the streets, and there's the second kill. And then...
We're using batteries here. I got 5 batteries lined up. Five kills.
So
I think a couple off camera.
The first kill is
she
the woman renting the room. The second kill is vampire killing woman of the streets. Okay, third kill. God, what was the third kill? The third kill was kind of off screen.
Yeah, there was one or two off screen.
Yeah, one off screen kill of another woman.
Prostitute.
Another prostitute being killed.
And then
the third kill was Abraham's wife.
Oh, that
because
was so
he's
sad.
Took Mickey to become his one and only forever. And then the fifth and final kill, Brom kills the young vampire.
You said Brom. Abraham.
Abraham. No, his wife called him Brom.
Oh, she did? Oh, I didn't notice that.
You just don't pay attention to details.
Well, I was bored.
Because we're like trying to figure out who staked him in the heart. Well, we thought it was Mickey at first, but Mickey's so caught up in his spell. But
oh yeah, that's something I want to mention.
Brom comes in from nowhere.
Because she's scratched with him, or...
The woman scratched him.
So she's lustful over him because the woman...
Their blood mixed on the clasp.
Okay. So the whole time they're back in...
He doesn't understand vampires. It's okay.
I don't give a crap about vampires.
Once a vampire's blood mixes with someone else's blood, they become like lust together. They don't have to be two vampires.
The majority of this episode,
and he looked her in the eye, and he also mesmerized her before the blood mixed. So he had her under a spell.
This whole episode, Mickey's just got the hots for this vampire and
forgets all about everything else. And Ryan again is kind of the hero because to get back in time, Mickey has to prick her finger with the clasp, and Ryan was already injured in the fight with the vampire, so he takes blood from his head. Mickey pricks her finger with the clasp, and their blood put on this diamond brooch brings them back to their time. And Brom wanted to come back, and he was like, no, this is your time, this is your place, you have to stay here. They go back to the antique shop, and old guy is there.
This is another one where Marshak
really isn't in it very often.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But
they're like, oh, well, do you remember his name that, the life that you interrupted? Like, Abraham. Well, did you catch his last name?
And
no.
That's like Lincoln?
I was thinking Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln.
I don't think okay.
I don't know. Some political shit. And, well, this guy whose lives you interrupted ended up writing one of the greatest novels ever.
And he grabs, it's probably a first edition off the shelf, and it is...
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
And then it's like, oh, Abraham is short for Bram is short for Abraham.
And read the inscription.
And what it say?
To Caitlin, the only woman I will ever love.
And that's his wife who got killed in this because, Ryan and the vampire and Mickey came back in time. Dun, 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 dun.
So, we did all that
in 9 minutes and 40 seconds.
So how can we fill this into 13 minutes?
Let's see here. Do no no no. Do no. Can't touch this. Do no no no. Do no. Can't touch this. Do no no no.
Okay.
But so honestly, this one didn't do a hell of a lot for me. I found the black and white, not because it was black and white, but I found the black and white stuff. It was just to me.
He
It
doesn't
was.
like vampires.
I don't like vampires either.
I like
but
vampires.
yeah, it just seemed like filler to me, but that's okay.
I kind of liked it. It was
Well,
fun.
that's absolutely fine.
See,
You can
this is
like
why
it.
this is the Nate and Beth show, because
This isn't the Nate and Beth show. This is us reviewing an episode.
but it's
But
a
we're Nate and
spin-off
Beth.
of
Nate and Beth. Nate and Beth.
it's a spin-off of the Nate and Beth show. It's a Nate and Beth review. But I liked it. I give it a thumbs up.
My
I like it a lot.
my thumb's sideways, so so there.
Halfway or 3/4?
No, halfway.
Halfway,
I don't
huh?
like vampires.
I like vampires.
That's fine. I'm glad too.
There was a little bit of filler.
Oh, where was it?
Well, trying to keep Ryan or
That's his
Mickey
Oh.
and the vampire from each other. That was kind of filler.
I'd agree.
Yeah. And then they had the off-screen kill, which, obviously another draining of the blood and vampires, and I don't know, I liked it.
I'm glad too. It's funny. The last one I think was what the hell, Scarecrow? No, I don't. It was
Wasn't-
no Faith Healer. The last one, Beth wasn't crazy about Scarecrow. Neither of us was crazy about Faith either. And now Beth likes Baron's Bride.
So what's the next one?
So that'll do it for this
I think that ends this disc.
episode. No, the next one's Bedazzled. So I have
Oh, there's one more left on the disc.
I have no idea what Bedazzled is. What do you think Bedazzled is gonna be? Some kind of
I'm thinking
beauty
it's
pageant crown?
something with something with stardom.
Beauty pageant crown, I'll just say, just for fun. Beth says something with stardom.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a crown or anything, but it could be a piece of jewelry. But I think it has to do with fame and being, in
Dazzling.
the limelight, bedazzling. But then again, we've been wrong before, so.
Well, we're so close to 13, might as well. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the last, what is it? Oh, well, I liked Scarecrow. So neither of us liked the last one, which was
Faith Healer.
Faith Healer, and at least you liked this one, but I wasn't crazy about it. It's just probably because I'm not big on vampires, but
you like black and white, which is odd.
yeah, and I did turn to Beth and I said, it's probably a relatively decent budget to get a horse-drawn carriage and all this, costuming and stuff, so I appreciate that. But before we get into 14 minutes, maybe we'll
Sign off.
leave it at that. All right, if Beth's done.
So 1.5 between the both of us for thumbs up. And hopefully we'll be more entertaining in the next episode of Bedazzled with Friday the 13th, the series. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks again.